What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? No, he doesn't even know what it's called. What's it called? What's it called?
I had a little broccoli in my teeth.
Oh, yeah?
I kind of
Is
like
that what
it.
the lip smacking sounds were? Yeah, you like finding broccoli a day later
I
and
kind of
having...
like. I like finding anything I didn't know was somewhere. You know.
Sure, money in the couch, broccoli in your teeth.
Yeah, a little free,
Totally,
little
dude.
free food.
Baby at the fire department, you know, like finding a baby at the fire department is a lot like finding change in your couch.
It's a lot like that.
Yeah,
But it's more like finding a ticket, like a parking ticket in your couch.
Totally. If a parking ticket could occasionally bring you joy, you know.
Occasionally.
I don't know, man. Because if you find a baby, it's not your baby, so it's way less likely to be.
Oh, it's my baby. If I find a baby, it's mine. That's my baby.
I don't know, dude. Not that's not what happened to Moses.
Dude, I can't remember whose bit it is, but I heard a comic do a bit about Moses where they're like, so the mom was like, oh, Moses, you know, he's my new baby, but I can't take care of him, so I'm going to put him down the river. And then they found him in Egypt, and when you know it, they named him Moses too.
Oh, wow. That's really funny. That's like the best
named him Moses too.
Making fun of the Bible I think I've ever heard. Good job.
I can't remember what it was. I should probably Google it, but man, I remember thinking that was so. They also named him Moses.
That's very funny. Well, shout out to you, mystery comedian. We think you're good.
Whoever it is.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that could be some Foxworthy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever it was, that's great. I don't think I would, you know. What would you do? Dave finds a baby in a river.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What would I do? Well, I would take it in and raise it as my own.
There you go.
And I would treat it with all the love that I would treat a child of mine, Caleb, you know?
I don't know if I would believe you. If we started doing a recording and you're like, oh yeah, so I found a baby in the river and I'm taking care of it, I just wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I was definitely kidding.
No, I mean, I believe you would do that. But even if it was true, no one would believe you found a baby in the river.
Oh, I see. Yeah, if I was raising a baby as my own and I was like, I found it in the river. Yeah, everyone would be like, okay.
Sure, Dave.
Look, you had a baby. That's fine. You don't have to lie to us and say, you know, you don't have to keep up some charade that you're still a virgin, you know? I will say that you're right. That's the part people wouldn't believe. But the part that people shouldn't believe is the fact that I would raise it as my own. Because that's a bunch of bullshit. If I found a baby in a river and it wasn't mine, I would take it straight to the fire department.
Right to the
Yeah, dude. I would hand it to the next fireman I saw.
But then you would have to be like, so this is not mine.
Right.
And I'm sure everyone says
and
that.
And they'd be like, you found it in the river? I'd be like, yes, I found it in the river. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, you're allowed to leave it here. Just tell us it's yours. What's the problem?
It's not mine. It's all right, dude. You just need to keep up this facade. All right. You found it in the river.
When are you hanging out at the river? Like, who's just at the river?
I'm fishing in the creek. And there's a creek right by my house in Brooklyn.
A creek.
There's a creek, dude. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of hay to chew on in Greenpoint. And there's a creek where I fish. And I write in my journal underneath a big oak tree. And And man, I've been in love with the same girl for 40 years. And you know why? Because I know 7 people. That's why. And she's number 1 of the 7.
What do you think? Like these couples, you'll see them where they're both like 92 or whatever. They've been married for 70 years and shit. What could they possibly be talking about?
I know.
Like they sit on the couch, one of them walks in, and they're like, like I can't even imagine,
I think that's probably at least half of the time the reason people become racist. Because they run out of stuff to say.
It does pass the time, Something to do.
Yeah, dude. I feel like there would be a lot less problems in the world if everybody would cheat on their wife and husband. I don't really know what's gotten into me today. I got a real wild hair at my ass,
That's good.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm having a great time.
When you have a wild hair in your ass, do you think of it as a little bunny rabbit in your ass, or you think of it as one of your own ass hairs just grew into your rectum?
It's interesting that you asked this, Caleb, because I've thought about this. I've thought about this many times in my life, and as much as I'm being silly right now, I actually mean it, because as you well know, I was for a short yet significant period of time in my life a DJ at 103.7 KRZR, The Wild Hair in Fresno, California.
Oh,
and here's the thing: that radio station's like call sign or whatever is how I found out about the phrase "got a wild hair at my ass." I had never heard it before. So for years, and their logo is a rabbit wearing a leather jacket, like giving you the middle finger or like playing guitar. It's a wild hair.
There's a run in my ass, he better have a leather jacket on.
Damn right, dude. Well, otherwise it's not really that wild. There's just a rabbit in my butt.
Yeah, I have a really sleepy rabbit in my ass.
Yeah, it's not a wild hair.
I got an old.
I got a baby rabbit up my ass.
Honest, any animal in my ass is going to change my mood,
Totally. I mean, that's wild, no matter what. The fact that it's in there.
Yeah, I'm a wild thing with something, and
yeah, totally. Either you or the hair is wild, for sure. If it's not a wild hair, then you put it there, and you're wild as fuck.
That hair has got to have, like, when he goes back to talk with his other hairs, they're like, "How was your day, dude?"
You're not going to fucking believe this.
So I've been spending a lot of time in this comedian's ass.
Totally. Oh my God. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He's wild. He grabbed me and
well, you're pretty wild too.
Ass.
Let me tell you what, George.
Maybe that did happen. Maybe somebody was, some cavemen were around a fire and they got their like loincloths on, and one of them like is dozing off, and a wild rabbit crawled up his legs into his, and then he's like, whoa, 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 and then everybody was like, man, remember that time? That must be how it started.
No,
a rabbit got in someone's loincloth, right?
No way. I mean,
you don't think so?
I think if that's what happened, that would be truly wild. I mean, talk about wild. No, I think so. I actually for years thought that the saying was wild hair, the rabbit, and I always was like, that's such a fucking crazy saying, a rabbit in your ass. But then no, one day I realized that no, it's like an ass hair kind of goes rogue and tickles you a little bit, and you're like, and you got a wild hair up your ass, and you just like, you sort of shimmy over there and do something crazy. That's what you're like. Oh shit. Oh, I guess I better buy some Bitcoin. Yeah, man. I had a wild hair in my ass going crazy around my butthole, and that's the first time I ever tried a Truly. I've been a Miller Lite man my whole life, but I had a wild hair go fucking crazy right around my O-ring, and I drink King Cobra now. I do like the implication is like, and it is definitely a hair.
Yeah,
going buck wild in your ass.
I guess, but when I get a wild hair in my ass, all I do is I politely excuse myself and I go to the bathroom to remove it. I don't start acting crazy. I don't start doing activities. I'm less likely to do activities with the wild hair in my ass.
Well, it's extrapolating from what happens. The thing that happens, right, is you shake your butt a little, like you get itchy, and you're like, oh, and that's so that's it. You get a wild hair in your ass, and you're like, oh, Nelly, and then
oh, Nelly,
you say, oh, Nelly, and then in the 150 years ago, anytime you said, oh, Nelly, that's when you bought
right.
an Arabian horse, or you listen to a Democrat, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And it's something crazy. You sent a telegram, something fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, the wife and I, we got a wild hair up our ass, and we went to see a play. Yeah.
Well, hair in both of our ass.
Yeah, it's called 5 People Having Lunch. It was the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. God, life. I sort of, man, if life was right now was as boring as it was in the 1800s, you and I would be the most famous comedians in the world.
Oh, I know.
Make it easier on me. If all you have to do is move your arm, and everyone's like, this guy's fucked up. This is crazy.
I think to be a comedian in the 1800s, you would just have to not be serious. And people would laugh till they shit. They just couldn't believe you weren't making a speech.
Right. Yeah. Or shooting someone, or digging a ditch. Yeah. Just like everybody else is always about to die.
Yeah.
And this guy walks a little fast. Yeah, you just had to sort of shimmy around.
Because when you look at even just silent comedies, it's always they'll be like, oh, they're genius, and it's always they're falling in a puddle, or they're just not maintaining their balance very well, and everybody's like, dude,
totally.
Could anything be funnier than falling in a puddle?
You know what's funny is that though I know a lot of really smart comedians who write incredible things and do complex, interesting, multi-step, insane comedy, I still think that I haven't met a single person who has ever made something as funny as falling in a puddle.
I'm picturing it now. I'm picturing me and you walking down the street, and you've got you're eating a euro.
Yeah, in one hand, and I got a bag of apples in the other hand.
Fully fall into a puddle, and it splashes. A big puddle.
Hell yeah, dude! Absolutely, dude.
And then you're gonna make a noise, if you legitimately fell on that, as long as you weren't hurt bad.
Imagine how hard Eddie Pepitone makes you laugh. How the way that you just cavitate and can't handle it. And compare that against how you would feel if you saw me actually slip on a banana peel. Eddie Pepitone couldn't hold a candle to me slipping on a fucking banana peel.
Yeah.
Harpo Marx is the funniest person of all time.
Yeah.
Have you seen that fucking cotton candy cart scene? I forget what movie it's in.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's crazy. It's just he's got a cart where he's selling food or whatever, and he keeps knocking it over and dropping shit and apologizing. And it's
love
just the
that.
funniest. Yeah.
It's like Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean trying to tie his tie and failing is funny. I love those Marx Brothers. My favorite thing of those old ones is they love doors a lot. A room with 3 doors,
and they're looking for each other.
And
they're never in the same room. Yeah, dude. Unreal. You know what doesn't hold up in the same way is Abbott and Costello.
Right.
No one would wonder that long who is on first.
Right.
And I get it. It's clever, but it's math now. And and cool, it's impressive. No one had ever done that. And they did a bunch of shit like that, the Slaughter one. I don't know if you ever heard that bit. Because there's a baseball player. Yeah. There's a baseball player named Enos Slaughter. That was his name. Mm-hmm. And then Who knows Slaughter? It was a bunch of shit like that. And And yeah, I'm not impressed anymore. And again,
right, because it's a misunderstanding that is impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, no, his name is who? Oh, okay. It's the
Right.
ones that like no.
Yeah, maybe we get confused for a little. And like again, of that time, no one had done anything wacky like that.
Right.
But Harpo Marx still holds up. It still makes me actually laugh really loud.
Okay, Cotton Candy Cart. I gotta watch that.
I actually have to clarify what kind of cart. I'll look it up. I think it was in the Freedonia movie. Anyway.
I love there's a on YouTube, it's just Mr. Bean live. It's just Rowan Atkinson live, and there's a narrator and then Mr. Bean. So it's just a guy, two people on stage. There's this guy that reads the premises, and like narrates it. He'll be like, "What do's and don'ts of a first date?" And then Mr. Bean just acts out all the things. And every time I watch it, I think everyone alive should quit comedy. It's like,
dude,
if he's this funny without speaking, like what can any of us do?
Yeah, and you know what's our modern Mr. Bean and Harpo Marx is Jackass.
Oh yeah, you
Jackass
can't
is funnier. Yeah, you can't compete with that shit, man. It's the funniest thing. That scene in like Jackass, maybe it was the first Jackass movie where they put a spring-loaded boxing glove behind a painting. Have you seen that bit?
yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, look at the painting really close." It's just like it's the stupidest thing ever.
Man. I love there's a video, I can't remember his name, but it's just this big buff dude walks down the street, anyone's smoking, he just flicks it out of their mouth. Like they go, "Smoking's bad for you." And he like smacks the pack of cigarettes out of their hand. And like he's huge. So everybody's just like, "Oh."
Dude, I'm gonna start making some slapstick videos. I've been thinking about it a lot. And I just think a big clang and a bunch of shit falling down is so funny, dude. And I'm sorry, like, you know, it seems too easy, I think, for a lot of comics, but no one's really doing it. I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna start throwing shit around in video. That's gonna be my TikTok thing.
It'd be
Everybody
funny if
throw some shit at me.
You're a prop comedian, but all you do is throw them. You don't
at the audience.
You go up there with a puppet and chuck it at someone's head. You don't know how to use puppets.
Welcome to my one-man show. Did that hurt? Damn, man. That's so funny, dude. Wow.
Yeah, you got like a bunch of, you got like 10 oranges. You're just pelting everybody with them.
I throw tomatoes at the audience.
No, he does not know how to juggle.
I can't. Come see my solo show. I can't juggle. Oh man. Shit, that is so funny. I can't juggle with Dave, the bad magician.
Yeah.
And I just like I throw oranges at the crowd, and then I throw my hat at them, and I throw a rabbit at them, and I just like keep I throw like a hypnotist stopwatch. I just like
a deck of cards.
One by one. Like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, you got to do this.
I just like felt. Damn, that's so funny. When you walk into the theater, everybody gets handed like a helmet,
a helmet, and like a trash can lid. You gotta.
I'm just fucking throwing tomatoes at the audience. Oh shit, that's so funny, dude.
Dude, that would be such a good.
That is like in my heart, I think, what I want to do. Just like fuck all you people and just like fucking lose my mind, dude.
Oh man, you got to do it.
I am getting more like I've literally been opening my sets by being like, "Hey, everybody, I'm 40. Let's fucking go." That's how I've been doing stand up and just telling everybody to fuck off a lot and stuff.
There you go.
So yeah, dude.
Start throwing shit.
Start throwing shit. Picturing that is so crazy, dude.
And just really committing to it.
Like, just blasting Pantera and just like, I can't hear you. What? Man.
Oh man, I gotta see it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's so funny to think about. Like I would change the whole algorithm for stand-up. Like people are like, man, for a while
Comedian throws cream pie at heckler. I'm just up there holding a fucking baseball. I just walk out on stage holding a baseball. And I'm like, if you heckle me, I'll fuck you up. I'll fucking, you have no idea, dude. I have nothing to live for and I want to go to jail. So fucking just heckle me. Just fucking do it, dude. That's pretty funny to walk out and be like, hey, just so you know, I want to go to jail. So just fuck with me. Just do it.
When I hosted that show in Athens, we had a comedian in town who the first time he did the show, he killed because everybody thought it was an act, but he would go up there and be like, I'm going to kill everyone. And we would laugh. We were like, man, this is funny. And he would just be insane. He'd be like, I'm going to fuck everybody.
Wow.
And we were all like, wow, that's crazy. And then we started to realize, oh, this is not. And then he ended up getting banned because everybody was like, yeah, after the show, he followed me to my car. And I'd be like, oh, God. And then we're all like, yeah, we can't let him do it anymore.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I think he was just nuts.
It's funny how a layer of irony, just how much that does.
Yeah.
Jake Weissman used to do this thing where, like, and granted, this was during a time, this was like 10 years ago, where like there weren't, I don't know, there just weren't as many people doing stand-up, and there weren't as many people like joking around about their sexuality, really. And so if he was getting heckled by like a mean guy, like a bro guy, like a fucking I'm straight as fuck, like one of those kind of guys. I saw him once. This fucking douchebag was heckling him, and he just leaned. It was at West Side Comedy Theater, and if you remember, like the crowd is like way lower than you, and this dude was sitting in the front row, and Jake like leaned off the front of the stage and looked straight down at the guy and said, "If you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna suck your dick with my asshole."
Whoa!
Oh man! It
was
so funny.
I don't come down to where you work and suck your dick
with my asshole,
with my ass.
And then the thing is that like not long after that, it was like harder. Like the conversation sort of changed, and it was harder to maintain a level of irony about that shit, and he stopped doing it. But at the time, we all were like, "He's kidding," and that guy shut up.
I mean, I would shut up.
Yeah, dude, who wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, I not only do
everybody
I not want
laughed
you to
also
do that, I don't even want you to try and fail at that.
Yeah, I have no interest in this, but thank you.
I don't want to have to sit at the police station and they're like, "Why did you two fight?" Well,
here's the thing. Caleb, were you just on tour?
Yeah. I went to Tennessee a bunch and Alabama.
Oh, I thought you did another one. That's coming up.
No, I did just the one from Tennessee. That was like in July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was fun. All right.
Good.
Man, it's getting hot. Like,
yes.
I've noticed a lot of I didn't used to notice it, you know how you never see, when you would get a boner in school, and you'd be like, oh no, everyone's gonna see. No one ever, how you've never seen a boner in anyone's pants, like in public, where you're like, you never see it, so it's like, why are you worried? But I have seen a lot of guys shaking their stuck nuts off of their legs.
Yeah.
This summer, more than I've ever seen in my life. Just nuts are sticking. It's the worst time in the history of nuts and legs.
You're also touring, so I mean, honestly, LA, it gets like hot, but it gets dry hot. And quite honestly, now that I've lived in New York for a summer, anytime people who are just in LA complain about the heat, I just am like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, because
you go on tour, you end up in the South. The South right now is fucked up. Dude,
Unreal.
Unbelievable. And New York is fucked up. The humidity here. Yesterday, it rained at like 10 p.m. Ugh. And so the whole day, it was just getting more and more humid until the raining breaking point.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've never been more angry in my life. And I was angry at everybody, everywhere, about everything. And we all were.
Well, at least it's getting worse.
Yeah, dude. At least it sucks.
At least it does suck.
Yeah, dude.
At least we knew it was going to happen. And still, I mean, you know how they say that
about it.
Your nuts are supposed to be, the reason they just hang outside of your body in a sack is because it needs to be the right temperature. And it can't be, if your nuts were inside, they'd be the wrong temperature. That's what they say, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it makes no other, like, I remember asking around as a kid, like, oh, nuts don't make sense. Like, why do they hang out? It's like, why do they hurt? Why are they hanging out there? Its design is weird. And they're like, oh, because they have to be this exact right temperature for the sperm to live, you know?
Oh, okay.
But it's like, but if they're,
I didn't know that.
But the weather affects your nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a hot day, my nuts are a different temperature than a cold day. So I don't get it. Why can't they just stay inside?
Interesting.
Right?
Well, because inside it's 100 degrees all the time. And maybe it's just that that's the wrong temperature.
Right. I guess so.
Like as long as it's lower than that.
I just don't understand why sperm can't, like, why though? How come? What, the temperature kills them? I just don't.
You should write a book about this question, and you should call it "How Come."
How come? I would, if I did write a book, it would be called "How Come."
How come? HOWCUM. Dude,
how come?
The fucking Caleb Simon memoir. How come?
How come?
Hey, wait, dude, that's actually a really funny idea for a book. It's just a series of questions that you don't know the answer to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, why? Yeah, you literally, and you don't try to find out.
Dude, you know which one kills me? And I think Jenny thinks I'm actually a stupid person now because of this. But so I got a sunburn, but it didn't, like, you know how sometimes you'll get a sunburn and it'll be on like just the tip of your nose or whatever?
Yeah, how do you do that?
And I'll go, okay. So I was saying, isn't it weird how the sun is like 1 trillion miles away, but it will still just burn the tip of my nose? Like my whole head was in the sun, you know, but just being a little angle, like it's 1 trillion miles away and a tiny angle, the sun's like, I can't do it. It just doesn't make. And so I was like, isn't that weird? And she's like, what are you saying? She's like, do you think the sun is not far? What are you trying to say? It's not far away? I'm like, no, it's just weird how like there's nothing in between me and the sun for 10 trillion miles, but like my note, you know,
I understand this. And she
she's
was
like, well, because the light, it's the not direct sunlight. And I go, I know. I
think it's also probably because your nose is sensitive.
I guess so. It's just weird that like it's powerful enough to heat up and burn my skin from 1 trillion miles away. But
not all
a little
of it.
lotion, if I just rub a little lotion on my head, the sun can't do anything.
I agree with this. I think that's an interesting.
It's
I don't think you're
weird.
stupid for that. Yeah. I think she's stupid. And you could tell her I said that. Tell her that Dave says she's stupid.
That's what I wonder about. Like, you know, two people, like imagine if Forrest Gump met someone, you know, because IQ was what, like right on the line,
right?
He could go to
70 or whatever.
70.
Yeah.
So if he met a woman who was also at 70, what are they sitting on the couch talking about? The dumbest people, just regular dumb people. I wonder what they talk about. I think they just fight, you know?
Oh, I don't know.
What are dumb people talking about?
Yeah. I think it would be great. I bet you. I bet you it would be like they would tweet at each other all day. I bet you that's what it would be like. Like literally, Forrest Gump would be like, I drank 15 Dr. Peppers today. And then she would be like, that's a lot of Dr. Peppers. And he would be like, yes, it is. And she would be like, "Did you have to pee a lot?" And he's like, "It is so funny that you asked that because I did have to pee a lot." And she would be like, "I have never had that many Dr. Peppers in my life. I don't even think I've seen that amount of Dr. Pepper near each other." And
That
he was
sounds
like,
very relaxing.
"Totally, dude. I would love it if I was interested by bullshit, dude." There was a learning disabled guy who worked at my first job ever was Burger King. And he was like high functioning. He had a job, but he was pretty, I think it was like a legitimate disability. And I forget what was going on with him. He was nice as fuck. And he was stoked about Burger King. And I always loved it. And I always remember thinking, like, I wish that I was stoked about Burger King. Like one day I remember he came in and I hated it there. You know, I was 16 and I would have to open and to get up at 4:30 in the morning. Like it was a fucking nightmare. And I would get in and he'd already be there. And I would walk in and I'd like grab him up and be like, "Mother of God, I fucking want to die." And he'd be like, "Dave, you're not going to fucking believe this. The Whopper Jr.'s back."
Now I think we're like describing me. That's like how I like call people on the phone. You know, the volcano burrito. The volcano burrito. They do a taco version, and
figure maybe you and me could go check that out.
I literally one time called Ginny, and I was like, "The grilled cheese burrito is back. I think they're making it permanent, babe."
Okay, now I think
not seasonal anymore.
I think we're actually circling around the reason Jenny might think you're a fucking moron.
I think it's because I'm starting to figure it out.
Yeah, you're like, "Man, this was just too big to text you about." I just have too much to say about the return of the grilled cheese burrito to send you a text.
I didn't cry, but like, you know how that intense feeling of like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna cry." But you know, like the good version of that when you're like, "Oh, I'm so pumped." Like I literally, it was one of the 5 best feelings I had this year was when I found out that grilled cheese burrito was going to be
amazing
back. Yeah.
Damn, Caleb, that is straight up adorable. That's what that
is.
Totally. Oh man, it's funny too because it's just so pure, such actual joy. Yeah, dude.
Is there any food that you get excited where you're like legitimately like, "Oh man,
yeah, dude."
This is.
I remember when Yoshinoya brought the shrimp bowl back. Dude, how crazy would that be? Yoshinoya is the most disgusting food in the world. Have you had it?
It's the worst. It's worse than like when you walk by a trash can and you just see food and you don't know how long it's been there.
Yeah, it's worse than that.
It tastes worse than what I imagine food from the trash would taste like because I've never had rice that tasted worse in my life.
I know.
Yoshinoya beef bowl. The
rice and the noodles taste the same, and they both taste like paper that was left in the rain.
Paper that's left in the rain.
Yoshinoya, wet paper for you. But you know what I do? There absolutely are foods I get excited about, and it happened to me yesterday. What I get excited about is if I find a new place that has a better version of a type of food I've had a lot. So like yesterday, I went to see this punk show. I went like with some people to this place TVI to see some bands. And I got there early because they have a really good burrito bowl, but the food there was closed. I was like, fuck, I need to eat. I haven't eaten dinner. I was there alone, so I left. And it's in kind of a desolate part of Brooklyn. So I asked the guy in front if there's any good food. And he was like, really, it's just pizza or this Chinese place. And I was like, all right, I'll go to this Chinese place. And it looks the way a lot of like Chinese fast food places look. It looks sort of like it's a tiny room with like just a menu, and there's not really any seating, and there's no AC. It's like the same as a lot of places. And it was called Everyday Chinese. And I ordered the General Tso's chicken, which I've gotten at a lot of different places. And it was the best General Tso's chicken I've ever had in my entire life. which is saying a lot because there's one in my hometown that was up until this point the best I'd ever had, and I want to even compare it against that. But I went back to that show and I was like, guys, you have got to you have got to try the General Tso's chicken at the Chinese place a block and a half from here. And none of them would do it. And come to think of it, after this conversation, now that we've had this conversation, I'm definitely going to call my friend James on the phone and be like, you are not going to believe the General Tso's chicken I had the other day. Like that. If I found like shawarma that was the best shawarma I've had to date at a new spot, I would call people for sure. For sure.
Yeah, well, I think
you
got to eat every day. You got to eat every day, so it's like it means a lot when you make it good, you know. So I agree. I get so excited, dude. Like when I found out that Chick-fil-A would give you a 30 nuggets, they don't say on the menu they will, but they will give you a 30. They have a box that big.
It's just funnier when it's fast food, I think, because it's just, I guess it's funnier.
So childish.
It's childish. It's been around forever. It would be the same. It's sort of the same. Like what you're talking about is like if I went to the same place, I've always gotten General Tso's my whole life, and I had General Tso's again, and I liked it still, and then I called a friend, and I was like, I still like it. That's kind of what you're describing. Yeah.
Well, I can't help but like, you know, there's certain like that General Tso's. I also want to share it. That's another part of it, I guess.
Totally. But, also, I'm not talking shit. Don't get me wrong.
No.
Let's just like not, let's not beat around the bush here. Fast food is cool, and chain restaurants are cool, and knowing about their little updates and changes are cool. I think we talked about this when I was a kid. I had a map in my mind of where all the fast food restaurants were, and we would travel across country as a family. And when I discovered a new one that only existed in a limited part of the country, I got so excited. Like when I found out that Roy Rogers didn't exist in all of the country, and at all the places where I would generally see a Roy Rogers, it was Hardee's after a certain part.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. This is unbelievable. So I get real excited about fast food too.
My mom tells a story, and I do remember it was one of my first memories. Because it was a big shock for me when I went to public school, because I didn't go till second grade. I was homeschooled for a couple years, and I remember like running up to my mom after like my first day of school, and she was like, "How was school?" And I was like, she was wanting to know about friends and like how I felt. And, you know, if I was bullied or did I understand all like good mom stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mom, have you heard they have this thing now that is, they call them tater tots. And I thought they only existed at school. And I was like, Mom, if Mom knew about these, clearly we would eat these every day. It's the best food there is. It's a perfect size. You could dip them. And I was just like, and I couldn't understand why she wasn't as excited. And she was like, I know about those. And I was just like, I was almost hurt. I was like,
well, you know about them, then why have you never given them to me before?
What is going on? What is happening?
Do you remember when? I remember one thing that is definitely real progress in America in our lifetime is that we realized that like fast food places realize they can serve you food from middle school as adults. I feel like I was like 28 when the world was like, we can just sell people tater tots at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to everybody.
Oh, dude, it's like Home Alone meals where they're like, and now everybody's like, "Ooh, you got to go." They serve you. It's like, and then they'll even serve it to you on a tray. You know those restaurants where they got the same shaped stool, and it's like, here's an aluminum tray with tater tots and a burger, and it's $25.
Right.
It's like, and then we're just fine with it. We're like, well, we're going to watch Batman every year. There's a new Batman. We all go see it, and then we go eat lunchroom food at the brew pub, and we go see Superhero, And, like, it's just like that's life now. Is everybody?
Yeah, we just
stays the
do
same.
middle school over and over again.
Yeah.
Dude. Everybody loves Batman. Everybody loves tater tots. Everybody wants to kill each other, and everybody wants to be right.
Now that's that's a good slogan. Like, you are entering America.
Yeah, everybody wants to kill each other. Welcome to America. Everybody's a doctor. Everybody's right. Everybody wants to kill you, and everybody loves tater tots. Sit down.
Man, they are good.
They
really are good.
Yeah, that reminds me. Do you remember when Trump got elected? The day he was elected, or the day after, like when he was confirmed? I remember I was watching fucking CNN or MSNBC or whatever trash I was watching the fucking election on, and there was a story that was like, America is completely divided, but at least we still have some things in common. And then it was just like videos of people petting dogs. And it was just like Republicans and Democrats both love dogs. And it's like, this is such a horrible.
Be more than that.
Totally, dude. Yeah, you know why everybody loves dogs is that no matter who you are, you could punch a dog in the face and it loves you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you should. I'm actually saying you shouldn't at all.
You should not punch a dog in the face.
But what we're disagreeing on is basically whether or not you can punch people in the face.
Right. One of my favorite things that you hear when people want to like calm down, like I remember Obama would say it and stuff. They'd be like, we disagree, but these people love their kids. It's like, man,
stop it.
Like everyone, like it's almost even if you're a horrible abusive parent, it's like that's kind of just how it goes.
Yeah,
like that's not like a great they love their kids.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, dude. Like that's like what the politicians were saying in Game of Thrones.
Right.
The people like running for Senate that like weren't in the show. Like, yeah, Cersei Lannister, sure. She kills everybody and fucks her brother, but she loves her kids. I
also hate when they go they'll go like we all want the same things, we just disagree on how to get there. And I always want to like shoot my TV because it's like we do not want the same things. That is not the truth at all. We're arguing because we don't want the same thing.
Unless you're talking about at a completely like microbial level, where like, are what you're saying is with the same things that we want, or that we all want to not be alone? Is that what you're talking about? You do not want the same things at all.
Yeah. Some people want to be rich and save all their money and kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's not what I want.
No.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, some people want to amass wealth.
Yeah, some people want
to. And I just said that in a way where it sounded like I sort of want to amass wealth, actually. But you know what I mean? Some people want to sit on a mountain of gold. That's a better way of saying what I mean.
Yeah, some people want to sit on a mountain of gold and
holding
kill everyone.
2 guns and firing them down the mountain.
I want to sit on a pile of gold and kill the poor. And people are like,
yeah, we want the same things.
But how do we get there?
Yeah. He wants to sit on a pile of gold and kill the poor by sitting on a pile of gold and shooting the poor with guns. I want to sit on a pile of gold and kill the poor through gradual change. Man, we should probably take a break.
That's the great. Yeah, let's take a break. Work on our slogan.
What's it called?
Oh shit! Here we go. Hell yeah!
Welcome to What's It Called? What's up, sleepers?
Get ready to lay down.
Richard Carnes. Get ready to lay her down. That's right.
Keep tipping, face down, ass up. That's what
everybody on Earth has a dick hole, but you knew that already. You listen to this show.
You know better than anybody.
Go to our fucking website. What's it called? Rodeo. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/what's it called for bonus episodes. Follow us on Twitter if you want to jump in and rename what we're renaming this week at What's It Pod. And we're renaming Cracker Barrel this week. But before that, Caleb has some dates, I believe.
That's right. I'm going to be at the Denver Comedy Underground this weekend, August 18th and 19th. And I will be at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston, September 15th and 16th. So come out for those. It's going to be fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it.
I'm just here in New York City, man. Come to New York City. If you're anywhere near the New York City area, follow me on Instagram at Dave to the Ross. I'm running around doing a lot of spots in the city and in Jersey City.
Helping audiences.
I did a show in Hoboken the other day. I'm all around here. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
I love you.
Yeah,
and we also have a few more things to get to before we rename Cracker Barrel. First of all,
time to get a clip.
Caleb, I don't know if you knew this about me, but my wife and I just had our first baby 3 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, so I took it to the fire department and I left it there because I don't want a kid and I'm against abortion.
Time to get a clip.
All right.
Why can't I leave my wife at the fire department?
Tell you what,
me I can leave a baby.
I want the kid, but I don't want the wife. And I got to do all this paperwork. I mean, why is the baby the one with no paperwork? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I didn't make my wife with my dick.
Your Honor, I did not make my wife with my dick.
Why is this so complicated? I didn't make her with my dick.
That's a good clip.
Time to get a clip.
Okay, and of course,
the Ben Shapiro's beard update.
I think it got a little longer after he saw Barbie.
The Ben Shapiro's beard update.
Is that true?
Yeah. He hated it so much that he grew his hair out. I don't know.
What a fucking idiot.
He's so manly that when he looks at the color pink, his beard grows.
Just grow. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, something's got to grow, you know. His dick sure ain't, you know. That's right. I know how to insult people. I go right after their dick size.
I love Shane Moss's bit about all those dick pill emails and commercials and stuff. He's like, the funniest one ever is that they had a cream. They're like, this will make your dick. It's a cream that makes your dick bigger. And he goes, oh, really? He's like, how dumb do you have to be to fall for that? Where you're like, honey, get in here. Oh, it stopped right where it always does.
Oh, man. Shane Moss is so funny. You know, he told me once.
A great bit.
We went like the weekend I met him. I was really young in comedy. I was on Bridgetown for the first time, the comedy festival in Portland, Oregon. That was the best ever. That sadly doesn't exist anymore. We were like in a car together. I don't remember, some shuttle or whatever. And somehow we got to talking about how the closer something is to the center of the earth, the faster it ages by like some slight amount. And Shane is, and I'm definitely maybe even fucking up that fact, but Shane is full of facts like that.
Right.
And so he tells me that like really interesting science fact. And he goes, yeah, so that's how I know my balls are older than my dick.
Oh man. That would be the best thing to add into Interstellar, where Matthew McConaughey comes back to Earth. Oh shit, my balls have 8. My balls are 93. My dick's only 85.
Oh shit. By the time I get back, you and my balls might be the same age.
That's what I love about.
That's what I
love about
time
flying
travel,
to a
man.
star. Is that
Yeah,
my
man.
balls get older, my
World
dick
get-
stays the same.
That's my kids get older, I stay the same age. That was a real missed opportunity.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll bet you he fucking riffed. There's got to be a blooper out there of one joke about staying the same age on the set of Interstellar.
There had to be.
Matthew McConaughey is too much fun.
Oh, I know. That's so. They had to, it's such a serious movie, but I'm sure that
Dude. Oh, my kids get older, I stay the same age. Come on, how could you not?
No, that's great. I'm sure somebody had to say that on this. I mean, you know who he is. They could have picked anyone for that role.
Exactly.
That's like, if he did that on purpose, that is the funniest joke of all time. Is that's still the character from Dazed and Confused.
Dude,
That's
truly.
pretty great.
I mean, Christopher Nolan's pretty, I wouldn't put it past him. And speaking of Interstellar, there's a bit that is a very important part of our podcast that we have been neglecting for a bit now. And I went to play the intro.
News about the moon.
That's right, y'all. It's time for some news about the fucking moon.
Oh, we need it, man.
Russia, not long ago, a couple weeks ago, Russia proposed a joint research module on the space station for China, India, Brazil, and South Africa, which is cool. I don't know much about where we've been at with that in general, but the fact that we're getting more countries in on this besides China, the US, and Russia is great.
Yeah.
I know
Everybody's
India, like
going.
they've all had space programs, but it's like, come on, you fucking psychopaths, get out of the way. Russia, America, and China. You know what I mean? Like, relax. Just because you're rich, it doesn't mean you should be the only people on the goddamn moon.
I bet they really played it down after we went, like when China was like, "Oh, how is it up there?" And we're like,
it was cool. No, I mean,
y'all don't need to go, or whatever.
Yeah, you're not really missing much. The food sucks, dude. And there's no one there.
What if it's awesome and only like 10 people know?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, only show us playing golf and driving around. They can't. We can't show them the slide. There's a big slide
dude.
up there.
What if the moon landing was fake? Like the footage, they made those fake videos because when we did go there, it's literally Eden. It's like they were like, "Oh my God, this was Eden." We can't tell anybody.
Yeah. Oh man, that's fun. Let's write that movie.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. There's just a tree and a snake up there and a bunch of and 2 naked people. Yeah. Adam and Eve living forever in paradise, and they have no idea about the hell that they created with their seed.
Yeah.
Moon. The moon is the world that the Bible talks about, and then the earth is hell. What about that?
Because that was the thing I thought the other day. I was like, what if hell isn't as bad as they make it out to be, And like this is hell.
Right.
Like we in our previous life we were bad, and then Earth is, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. It would.
And I'd be like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's okay. The head of Russia Space Agency has extended an offer to Moscow's partner in the BRICS group. Brazil, BRICS is BRICS, Brazil, India, China, and South Africa, to participate in the construction of a joint module for its planned orbital space station, state media reported Monday. Oh, this is a Russian space station, and they're reaching out to those countries. So actually, this is more a story about Russia including everyone but us.
Hey, that is so funny. Russia's always Russia, dude. They can't stop.
Wait. No, I'm already wrong. Or maybe not. Hold on. Construction of the planned space station follows Moscow's decision last year to end its decades-long partnership with NASA and withdraw from the aging International Space Station, one of the last remaining channels of cooperation between Russia and the United States. Damn, dude. We're not. Damn, that's crazy. They're just like fuck America. Wow.
We don't even want to be in space with America. Damn.
Well, Moon News hurt my feelings today.
Oh.
Here we go again. News about the moon.
It is so funny to be in space being like, I don't want to hang out with them.
Yeah. Well, if y'all don't like
if you don't like us attacking Ukraine, then you don't get to hang out in our space station. All right.
Dude, did you hear the thing Mike Pence said the other day? It's the only thing he ever said I've ever heard that was funny.
Okay.
Where he goes, the war, and this is such a crazy time because Russia went from being the second best army in the world to the second best army in Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
I was like, whoa. I was like,
Damn.
did you think of that? That's like a,
That's a good joke
that Chris Rock would say.
Yeah, totally.
And he said
It's
it
great.
like, they went from being
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, he didn't even say it like a joke. I was just like, damn.
I realize that my face is a blank canvas, and it seems like I'm the beginning of someone trying to dream up a person. That's what I've always thought about him, that he was just like
yeah, a person in a dream.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm a man.
I'm a man. This is my wife. Her name is Wife. Dude, let's rename Cracker Barrel.
Dude, I got so many good ones.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
All right. First Cracker Barrel name for me. For some reason, we like the past.
I got Whitey White Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, that's great. The International House of Insane Fucking Applesauce.
I got Antebellum Denny's.
Walmart the Cable Guy.
Suck, go.
Wow, that's funny. 1897 11.
The Big Dumb Confederate Biscuit.
Rocking chairs and shit.
Big grits, big shits, and a dartboard.
Lots and lots and lots of wood.
Jeff Sessions presents IHOP.
Costco for idiots.
The biggest little whorehouse on the interstate.
Ooh, apple butter.
Beauregard T. Bacon.
The Target of Gettysburg.
Come on in, eat pigs, and buy a sled.
2,588 puzzles made of horseshoes.
Hey, honey, you want to get diarrhea and look at an old dead guy?
I'm out, man. It's all you now.
I got a viewer. I want eggs and a block of wood.
Wow, that's so funny.
I got Checkers, Peckers, Black and Decker.
Yeah, dude.
And I got my last one is ham hocks, bread box, and a cowboy hat. Fuck you.
Yo, dude, if Cracker Barrel's logo, instead of where it said Cracker Barrel, just in that big Western font with the like points on the sides, just said "fuck you!" exclamation point. I would go there every day. Man,
Is that illegal? Is it illegal to open a restaurant called Fuck You?
Fuck you. You want to go sit in a rocking chair at Fuck You and eat some applesauce? Absolutely, I do. Man.
Dude, did I tell you when I was a kid, my parents realized that I was smelling really weird. They're like, he smells like really sweet. And they went into my room and they found in my drawer, like 15 empty Cracker Barrel syrup bottles.
You were just sucking on.
So when I was a kid, I would like put them all in my pockets. I would get so many because I was like, oh, I can't wait to just drink syrup in my room.
Oh my God, dude, you're a little crackhead.
And they were like,
incredible.
Son, you get one syrup bottle per Cracker Barrel visit. Oh, they were just so good.
Well, let's read y'all's names.
Oh yeah, y'all are out here killing it.
Dude, they were so good this week. There's 11.
Yeah, dude. It was this week it was if Cracker Barrel sold weed.
Oh, that's right. Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's right. Dude, these are so good, man. You guys
There's a lot of
have
good ones.
gotten too good at this.
I know.
And it's also, man, there's like comics jumping in, which is fun. I love that so much. Number 11,
yeah.
a comic who's so funny. Chris
Love
Buck
Chris.
in Jacksonville at Big Soda Buck said Slacker Barrel.
Just perfect.
Perfect, dude. Good shit.
At Shivi Carling, inbreeders and pot keepers.
Hell yeah. At Fondle Punch, bong rip noise. Dude, what if we sold edible candy Legos out of a wooden barrel?
Like a little play.
Yeah, it's a little play. Totally.
At Turducken MRE, Tommy Chong's I love this barn and mill.
Yo, that is perfect, dude. At Bushel of Awesome said, the hungry Caucasian, parentheses, THC.
The hungry Caucasian.
Perfect. Yeah, dude.
At Dumb Space Bimbo, Doobie Tuesday.
Good shit. At Winslow Dumaine, the corncob pipe.
That's great.
Yeah,
I would
it's
go to
really
the
clever. Totally.
At Badwig, Foggy Fanny's Foggy Franny's sticky icky bushel.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
This one's fucking crazy. It's like perfect. At Chagadelics with Rebel Kush.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's
good.
a good movie. At Max J. Kerr, whoa, check out this peg game.
Dude, I can't believe it took us this long for anyone to bring up the peg game. You and I didn't mention the
know.
peg game at all. That was the whole thing when I was a
so
kid.
many things in Cracker Barrel.
And number 1, the Ricky shit for this week at Dumb Space Bimbo with I Stop. So good, dude.
Oh, just perfect.
It's really funny.
Man, what a week.
You're the fucking best. Thank you so much for jumping in and suggesting names. Or follow us at What's It Pod on Instagram and Twitter, What's It Called.rodeo for all the ways to watch and listen to the show, and a link to our Patreon. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, we love you. Lay it down.
Love you so much. Bye.
What's it called? What's it called? What's it called?